windy again. It's been raining a lot. Storm Claudia, is it? Claudia, that's it. Match day 16. It feels earlier than that though. It feels like we played less games, but we haven't. We're inching towards halfway point. The halfway point. And you know, not so third, which is quite mad to think, to be honest, after the summer we had. But you go into games against fellow promotion hopefuls and you think this is a must-win game. We've got to show that we can beat our teams near the top. But I also count these games as must-win games. Teams that are down at the other end of the table and are in poor form. And Harrogate are both of them. I think they've lost their last 4 or 5 in the league. And I think they're 4th bottom. We've got to find a way to win. But in good form, we've picked up more points than anyone else in the last 10 games. So it must carry on. Come on up, come on you boys. Let's do this. Team news, unchanged apart from one change on the bench where Matty Palmer replaces Sonny Al-Joffrey. Apart from that, same starting 11 and everybody else on the bench. Mark Palmer, it's the same for Monday. Obviously James Belshaw, lifelong Notts fan, is in goal for them like he has been basically in every fixture against us since we got promoted back to the Football League. It's that time of the year when it goes dark at half time and there's a bit of drizzle. And and the seats in the Kop are going to be freezing.
They always work.
To be fair, that's a great ball. Oh! That's a better ball in, that is, that time. Very close at the back stick. We took a quick free kick, the first chance fell to us. Good work by Bennett and Bado. The ball fell to Grant in the area, but he couldn't get the ball out of his feet, and Harrogate defender managed to block it. Great play there by Cerula, flicks it on. Tyree Shaw really should score that. Like straight at Belshaw, like come on, it's got to go in. They're closing down the space really well, but we need to. We're turning it into a battle, which is what they want. They want it to be a battle. We need to be better on the ball, more decisive, more clinical when no space becomes available.
That all started off really well. You know, we got pretty good intensity out there. We're closing them down, working hard. I mean, one thing you always know with the Harrogate team, they're going to work. They're going to work so hard. They're going to close you down. They're going to do everything that makes up for the lack of quality and have to match them for it. And I'd say for 30-35 minutes we did. And then for some reason it just kind of all ended. And the last 10 minutes of the half, they were by far the better side. It's just like we switched off. I don't know what happened. I don't know why we switched off. But Pato really now, he's got 15 minutes to earn his money and make some changes and rocket a few people. And let's see what the second half brings.
No, you can't tackle.
Yeah, but he just...
No. And more! Oh my goodness me! It's not too bad a start to the second half. We've upped it slightly. Jata just had a good shot. Saved by Belshaw. Palmer came on for a pen at half time, which is what we needed. I suppose Bennett's has got a shirt left at the time. But yeah, it looks like Dennis might be coming on. I imagine that's for one of Grant or Hall.
One stick, please.
Oh, Nessie! Yeah, Jarvis and Dennis on for Grant and Bennett. Go on, Will. Jarvis was shot there in the volley at the back stick. Well saved. Thought, it might have been blocked, can't remember. About 5 or 10 minutes ago now. We're camped in there half at the minute, but someone needs to take a risk. Come on! McCoy needs to get on the overlap to Cerula.
There you go.
As he missed that, Jata. 2 yards on for Cerula. Oh, he's got to score here, man. It's a good league, but we're being FM'd. It's football manager season, and it's one of them games where we're just being FM'd.
Come on. Choose your spot and hit it.
Yeah!
disappointing there. We're absolutely battered. I haven't seen stats, but I bet if you look at the stats, they will show that we completely dominated that. Problem was, we just didn't do enough. We didn't move enough. You've got to move them around, and we didn't. And for everything that we had, we huffed and we puffed a little bit. Where Jatta missed a header, he really should have got on target. We had a shot that we made easy for the keeper. But we really should have done more than that. Only bright spark is we didn't give up. Jarvis shone quite brightly when he came on the sub. And we've got to point out the game we kept it up real good.
You guys! So in the end, a frustrating draw, and did I think we did enough to win in the end? On the balance play in the second half, it looks like it, but I don't think we did. Overall, over the 90 minutes, no. Because I think we let ourselves down in the first half. That first half performance cost us any chance we had at 3 points. We were too slow in possession, too slow on the ball, and we didn't create... Well, we had a few times where we got into the area. You know, I think it was a good ball in the first half. I think Belshaw saved it, or it hit the side netting, I'm not sure, but it was a good cross. And then we had the one where Grant just couldn't get his feet around the ball. He couldn't get a chance to get a shot away. And then I thought Harrogate were, they worked very hard. And when you play Harrogate, you always got to match them for intensity. You've always got to work hard because they will battle. And when they get on top and it's a battle, it's difficult. And that's what happened. We went 1-0 down. That's when we made it difficult. You don't want to go 1-0 down against Harrogate. It's going to be a difficult game if you do. Bristol Rovers went 1-0 down and they lost. Gillingham went 1-0 down and they lost. You don't want to do it. But in the second half, we kept plugging away. We kept going and going and going. And apparently, I think there's something saying... possession stats in the second half, we had 86% possession in the second half, which is absolutely mental. We were virtually camped in their half for the entirety of the second half. I think we did enough to earn a point. I do. But that first half let us down. As Pato says in his post-match interview, we weren't good enough on the ball. There was not enough intensity when we had it in possession. I feel like at the back, we took too long to release the ball. We kept hold of it for too long. The three centre halves did. Just bravery, playing passes through the lines. There was a ball on in the first half most of the time where Macari, he did it once early on, once or twice, and we stopped doing it. And it was the ball where he had it on the right side of the defence, and he could play it inside quickly to Robertson. It completely caught Harrogate off guard. I thought Keenan Bennett's had a decent game as well. Always looking to take his man on. Always, really applying pressure to Harrogate's defence. We really got to push him back. Kept applying the pressure. Jarvis's very well-timed volley was blocked. Jatta headed over, just wide. It really probably should have been a goal. Several penalty shouts. I mean, there's several complaints about, it's not a penalty this, or apparently Harrogate have had an apology. Well, count yourselves fortunate that you didn't concede one much earlier in the second half, because, there was a clear handball in the box from a corner. There were several shouts for handball. There was shirts pulled. I mean, there were several times where if it's a different referee or it's another game, they can be given. So, yeah. I think we did enough to earn a point in the end. I mean, Jarvis is pulled and then his foot's clipped or something like that, I think it is. He's pulled or pushed or whatever outside the area. When he gets into the area or just onto the line, 18-yard line, that's when he's clipped and it's over. And although I thought Dennis didn't have the most amazing impact when he came on, I do think it's important that when he does come on, he helps us a lot, really push the opposition back, as we saw against Cambridge when we brought him on. They had more to think about. We pushed them back and we took the advantage. We got the momentum and we started to be the team on top, and that happened here as well. I thought Jarvis was very good when he came on, constantly taking on his man, won the penalty, almost scored with that volley. I think it's a fair result. I do, because I think our first half wasn't good enough to warrant the 3 points. Second half we were good. But Probably should have scored before we actually did. Probably should have had a penalty before we actually did. But overall, as the game as a whole, we didn't do enough to earn the 3 points because the first half let us down. You know, Harrogate dug in. They defended like warriors. And you've got to applaud them for that. We need to start playing for 90 minutes. Has to improve. Need to start playing for both halves now. Too often this season. Yes, we're on a good run of form. But we need to start being consistent for the whole game. We have now got a real tough set of fixtures coming up. These next 7 games are tough. And they are not season defining, but they are vital. If we come out the other side of these next 7 games in good stead, we might just have a chance. January is crucial, but have we got the minerals? Have we got the minerals to battle for promotion? If you've enjoyed the vlog, give it a like, comment down below your thoughts on the game. Stay subscribed if you're subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Be safe, be champions, and as always, Toulouche.